Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory Map Tours. Today we're going to be looking at Enhanced Sanctuary, which is sort of a remake of the original Sanctuary map, which is a custom-made map. This is the updated version that updated the layout of the map as well as the aesthetics. Definitely plays a lot better on this version, so this is certainly the superior version in my opinion. It's a good sized map, not too big, not too small, good mix of objective types. There's a couple of terminals, a couple of discs, and a bomb plant. So I do like that little variety there, but let's go ahead and get into it. So the spies spawn in the back of this church area. Let's go ahead and pull up the map. There is no actual tactical map, but there are the list of areas here. So the spies do spawn in the back of this sort of church area. There is a west and an east building, each containing a computer objective. There's a youth center in the back containing a bomb plant objective, and then there's the fellowship hall, which contains a disc objective. There's also a disc on sort of the top balcony of the church. So those are the different objectives there. From the spy spawn, as per usual, there are multiple ways to get into the map proper. So there is this platform which you can co-op your partner up onto to get onto the roof. There's another similar co-op back there with another platform you can get onto the back building back there, the fellowship hall. There's a vent which is going to lead you into the main church area. And then if you swing around the back of the building here, there's another little route back there which you can take, which leads to a playground which has some fences you can jump to make your way towards the back of the map, towards the youth center. There's also a window that gets into the nursery back there, so that's another route, which we will probably end up coming back to. But let's go ahead and take this sort of main vent into the church. And as per usual, I'm going to kind of outline the general layout of the map before getting into the details of each area. So this is the church, kind of the main church area. It's got a disc capture point in here, so that's kind of the primary reason you'll be in here is to capture that disc. Coming out this door will lead you to the courtyard, which is sort of like the main hub of this map. There are a couple of buildings off of the courtyard. So over here we have the nursery with an objective terminal in there. This is the office building with the terminal in here. We can pop our heads into each building. So over here is the office objective. All of these are guarded by laser security on those computer terminal buildings. And let's pop over to the nursery as well. So over here is the nursery objective. So those are the two main terminals, one on either side. This main courtyard kind of connects through. We have this little, this is a Merc spawn right here with a medkit in there. This is a connecting area that'll connect back through to the office. Coming through back here leads to this sort of little back alleyway. That's a back door to the fellowship hall area. Over here we do have the youth center, as they call it, with the bomb plant objective. There is a camera that overlooks this. There's another camera that overlooks the back of the fellowship hall. If we come into here, this is the actual fellowship hall area, which has a disc. And then if you come into this little area off of the fellowship hall, this is the disc capture point for the balcony disc, which if we go back to the beginning, you will see the balcony disc is way up there at the top of the church. So that's kind of the general layout of the map. And let's go ahead and go back to the beginning of this area. So this is the church. So we're going to get now more into the details of each area. So this is the spy spawn vent. That's going to lead you directly into the church. There is ammo for the Mercs back here. There's a couple routes into the courtyard. So this door right here, and then there's the door we just used back there to get to the courtyard. There is this sort of back door over here. This just kind of leads to the staircase to get up to the top level of the church. Again, the disc capture is right here. You are able to run up this wall as the spy and get onto the second level. But let's go ahead and just explore the bottom level really fast of the church. Again, this bottom area connects to the courtyard over there, as well as in that back door back there. There's this little side room, which has a vent, and this vent leads to the outside of the building. So if you swing around, so the spy spawn is back here, and this is kind of the area I pointed out initially, where if you come around the back of the building, you got the access to the vent over there. It goes to the church, as well as it comes over to this playground area with the fences surrounding it, which you can hop over to get back to the youth center back there. There's also this window right here that leads into the nursery. So that's kind of where this connects to. And then let's get back into the church. So that's pretty much it for the ground floor of the church. Let's go up to the second level. If you come up these stairs here, there's this sort of little overlook of the church right here. So you can get, this is kind of where you can run up the wall as the spy. And if you come into this back area, there's a med kit up here, and then this is going to connect to the roof over here. Back here is just a little area with a window that you can jump out of to get outside of the building. And let's just go ahead and get up onto the roof itself here. So now we are on top of the nursery building. As you can see, the playground is down below. You can see the youth center in the background back there. And over here is the objective disc. So let's go ahead and grab this balcony disc. And this disc has to be returned to the fellowship hall in the back there. So now that we're on the roof, there are a couple things to point out up here. So you'll notice that there's 3 hatches. There's one kind of above the nursery area, one above this sort of connecting building, and then one above the office building. So take note of those. Let's go ahead and just do the nursery first. So we're going to drop down this hatch, and this is going to take us into a little room that connects sort of to the nursery. So it's this little sort of little sitting area where people, I guess, listen to a speaker talk. You are able to get back up into this vent here if you stand on the chair, so you can get onto the roof that way. Coming out this door, you can see this is the back, the youth center building. This is the playground again. We have this back entrance to the nursery, so you can take this window. You do have to shoot it out, and then there are still lasers on there you have to take care of before you go through there. And then coming around this way comes back to the courtyard, so this is just connecting to the main hub. And then we have this little pool table room, which is just adjacent to the nursery. The nursery itself is going to have all these lasers protecting every entrance. So we can just shoot out this little laser. Oops, it's on this side actually. And get into the nursery itself. The names of the objectives are kind of funny because this is supposed to be the nursery area. There's nothing really nursery-like about it, if you ask me. But it has been taken over by terrorists, so I guess they've sort of repurposed this whole area. These computers do have 15-second hack timers. So kind of a longer hack time, so you have to kind of tick away on them, get out of dodge, and then come back and tick away at them is kind of the general thing you're going to be doing. Again, this is the window that leads to the little playground in the back. If you come to this back hall back here, shoot out these lasers, and we have this little connecting hallway that connects to just this little side room that does like a little bit of a loop. There's a little opening here, so this all just loops around back to the nursery entrance. Coming back down to the end of this hallway, there's a little elbow vent here, and it leads to this vent entrance or exit, which comes from the lower courtyard. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. If you come out into the courtyard, this is obviously the main hub area, and if you just come to this little underground vent, it's going to pop you right up into this little side room, which then you can, take the little elbow vent, and this gets you right over to the nursery. So that's a pretty good little stealthy little route. That's pretty much it for this nursery building. Let's go back across the way. In the main courtyard, there is ammo for the Mercs. And then let's go through the main door here to the office. So this is the kind of main entrance. There are more lasers protecting it. And again, more lasers on just every entrance. This is the objective terminal itself. Another 15-second hack time. And then if we come through to this side, this is the kind of other side entrance. This one has a little hallway, and off of this hallway are quite a few little side routes. So let's start in the back here. There's this little room with some filing cabinets in it, and there's a hatch that leads up into the kind of ceiling. This is just right again over this little hallway. If you see across the way, there's another hatch that connects down into that little side room here. There's another little hatch that comes down, so you can use these filing cabinets to get on here as well from this little side room. And then this is the hatch that connects to the roof. So this is one of those 3 hatches that I pointed out earlier. There's the other 2. So let's go drop back down, and then you can just drop back down here as well. And then you can use this filing cabinet to get back up as well. And then if you come over to this side room off the hallway, there's another little underground vent which connects to the courtyard, just like on the other side. So if you come under this bridge, this is just the little sneakier way to get into the building with this little side route. So you can use that to get into this building. You are able to also run up these walls to get up onto here. So that is useful. Let's continue through here. You can also shoot out one of these lasers and then roll them. If you come to this side area here, this connects to the office. Just a little desk area on the side. There's a little dark hallway back here, which I think you can do a split jump back here. Yep. And comes to this sort of connecting conference table type of room. There is a hatch that you can get up into, and this is going to be the 3rd hatch that connects to the roof. So that is sort of like the middle hatch. Let's drop back down. Coming through this back door, it's going to lead, so one way is going to lead back over to the youth center. There's that camera overlooking over there. And then this is the back door to the fellowship hall area. So this is like a really dark hall if you come in here without night vision or a flashlight. Again, you are able to split jump on this hallway. Useful. And then this is the capture point for the balcony disc that we grabbed. There's also a med kit back here. But let's go ahead and capture the disc. And if you come back out, it leads to another little hallway, which, again, that's going to go over to the youth center. And then there's a couple ways into the fellowship hall. This is the actual fellowship hall right here with the disc objective, which we can go ahead and grab. And then there's another entrance to that hallway, and there's another little side hatch with a little dark area. This is a pretty good little hiding spot back here. And then it all connects out to this main area, which there are multiple cameras. So there's the camera back here watching the back of the fellowship hall, and then there's the camera watching the other main entrance of the youth center here. This is the youth center, which again, kind of a funny name because this is the youth center and it's just a bunch of machinery. So again, terrorists have taken over this area, so I guess that's how they repurposed this room. Lots of different bomb plants. This is a 25-second bomb plant. And then we have these different windows that you can jump in and out of to kind of help defend the bomb. And then it does allow you to go all the way around the back of this area here as well. So different ways to defend the bomb back here. You are able to run back here. Just to show you, we are able to jump these fences to get back. So that's how this kind of connects back here. There's that vent that gets back into the church. And then just to show you everything, so if you come around back here, this is the spy spawn all the way back here. This is where you spawn, back here. So let's go ahead and go back into the church. And there's that initial disc capture point that we had pointed out earlier. We can go ahead and capture this disc. And then let's just do one last thing here. Let's run back onto the roof, because there's definitely one more thing I want to show you. So if you're on the roof up here, we already pointed out those little hatches. This does connect all the way back. So if you take this sort of bridge situation all the way to the back, it is a pretty safe way to get to the youth center or the fellowship hall. You do have to, again, watch out for those cameras when you're dropping down, particularly if you're dropping down in this back corner. There is that camera back here, which you can see. And then if you get onto the roof of the fellowship hall, there is a useful little vent right here that you can drop down into, and it leads into the fellowship hall, the back of the fellowship hall. So this is a pretty good way to get back here and grab the disc right away. So you can actually take the co-op, which is right out of this window. You can see the platform right here. So from Spy Spawn, you can run to this back platform, co-op both spies up onto that. Both of you can take this back vent. One of you can grab the disc. And then you are also able to co-op back up into the vent. So you can have one of your spies grab the disc and then launch them back up into the vent. And then it's a lot safer to make that return from the roof. So you can just have them run back via the roof all the way back to the church. So there's also ammunition for the Mercs back here. But that is Enhanced Sanctuary. It's a fun little map. Again, I like the variety of objectives. And if we're talking just a little bit of strategy, in my opinion, the key to victory on this map for the spies is the disc objectives. You do want to make sure you are grabbing those and trying to run them back. You can use a couple of things to sort of distract the Mercs while you're doing that. So obviously the bomb is a great way to pull Mercs back to the back of the map, to the youth center, which will allow you to grab a disc and start running it back, or you can start ticking some seconds off of those terminals. You can also use the discs, while you're running the discs back and forth. Obviously, the Mercs are going to start chasing you because you show up on radar, and that does usually open up opportunities to get to those terminals as well. So that can be a useful tactic. When you grab the balcony disc, for instance, one pretty good route is to grab that disc on the balcony, drop down into the playground, and then just sort of stay on the outside of the map, because you will tend to be off of the radar. There is like a certain radius that you show up on the radar, so if you just stick to the edges of the map after grabbing the disc, you can be harder to detect by the Mercs, so that's a pretty useful thing to know. If you're playing as the Mercs, you generally do want to have at least one Merc in the sort of courtyard area defending both of those terminals as well as the balcony. You can make sure one of your Mercs, whoever's using the AR, is defending the balcony, because they can snipe up onto there. So that is a good thing to have a Merc in that area. And then you can have one Merc sort of floating in the back, kind of protecting bomb and the back disc, or you can have him just sort of floating that middle that middle area that connects, between the courtyard and the youth center. You can have them sort of float back and forth, supporting the terminals objectives as needed, but also making sure the spies are not just getting easy, bomb plants and grabbing that disc in the fellowship hall. So that's kind of general broad strokes strategy, I guess you could say. If you guys are liking these videos, these map tours, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and use the download links in my channel description. I do have links to get the game set up, get the software to connect to other players, as well as links to a Discord channel for a general Splinter Cell community server, so you can kind of ask around and find players to play with. But until the next video, I will see you guys next time.